Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to show you my collection of horror toys slash figures, whatever you want to call them. And I have quite a few of them. And I don't really have a plan for this video, so I'm going to just kind of wing it. I have a lot of stuff to show. I'm going to try to show you the best I can with this camera that I have. And we'll just go from there. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And I will start with my first. I'm going to go through my Jason figures first, and this is the Friday the 13th Part 2 sack head Jason, whatever you want to call him, with the machete. And I do not open my action figures. I leave them all sealed, so you're going to see all the packaging. This is from NECA. And that is Jason from Part 2. Up next is the NECA Friday the 13th video game figure. This was from the Atari 2600 video game, I believe. And it comes with the glow-in-the-dark mask and the purple outfit, because that's what he looked like in the video game. And there's going to be a little bit of glare. There's not much I can do about that, but I will try to avoid it the best I can. With these type of packaging, it's almost impossible to not get at least a little glare. But there you can see he's got a machete, and he's got a harpoon spear, or a harpoon gun, and he's got a axe. So that is the video game Jason. And up next is Jason from the final chapter. And this one's going to be a little bit harder to show, I think. So you get the machete. And I don't really search high and low for these figures. If I happen to see them at Toys R Us, I'll pick one up, one or two here and there. But I don't go nuts spending, tons of money on these. I know these can go for some pretty good money on auction sites, but I don't even deal with that. If I see them at Toys R Us, I'll grab them, the ones I like. Here's one I got at Walmart about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. It's been in storage, so his little bloody machete is kind of bent. But it's got a little feature here on his foot where you push that little yellow button, and then it has some scenes from the movie. The batteries are getting low because his head's supposed to turn a little bit. And this has been sitting in a box for about 3 or 4 years. I think the batteries are a little bit low. But it does move. The head moves side to side, and then the machete goes up and down. I think there was about 4 or 5 phrases, or 4 or 5 sounds that come with this.
Jason, Mother is talking to you.
Yeah, the batteries need to be changed. But I thought that was a cool little collectible. When I saw that, I had to grab that. I believe that is the end of my Jason figures. Up next we have Bub from Day of the Dead. And let me see if I can get in here good without a glare. He's got his little headphones. And he's got his little pistol. And he's got a different hand that you can interchange with the figure, but I don't take him out of the package. So then he's got there's some chains in the background there that they had him chained up with. And Bub is an iconic figure. Everybody remembers Bub from Day of the Dead. I always wanted to get Dr. Tongue, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And then I saw it on eBay, and like I said, I don't want to spend ridiculous money. But I think it was going anywhere from 30 to 40 last time I looked, which was probably about a year ago or so. I never sought it out. I didn't want it that bad where I had to, pay that kind of money for it. Up next is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and this is Leatherface from NECA. Comes with a nice little chainsaw and a mallet or some kind of a hammer. I think if I had to pick one franchise out of any horror series, I think Texas Chainsaw is probably my favorite of all time. I thought the latest installment was kind of a stinker. I did not care too much for the Texas Chainsaw 3D, but it is what it is. I mean, and then the one with Matthew McConaughey, obviously, the new generation wasn't very good either. But I think all the rest of them were very solid. That is one creepy looking face. Very cool. NECA did a great job. Let's see, I guess we'll go to the Freddy Krueger figures next. There's another one that I got at Walgreens right around the same time I got that Jason Voorhees one. And it's the same thing. It has a little button you can push. And we'll see if we can get it to play. I haven't played this in a couple of years now.
Tell him Freddy sent you.
See.
Oh, what's wrong? Did someone have a nightmare?
That is pretty awesome.
You're mine now, Piggy. I'm gonna split you in two.
So that is Freddy Krueger. And let's see, I got a couple more Freddys here. I'll show you guys as long as we're... This is the Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare Freddy. And it's got a weird sculpt. It's got that weird smile on his face. But it's a very cool figure. That's what it looks like. Got that strange smile. Kind of a weird figure, but... And then also from Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare, I have the Robert Englund pre-burned character of Freddy Krueger. So those two are Freddy's. I have a couple more Freddy's here. And this is the boxed figure. This is, I believe this is the 30th anniversary edition. Has it been 30 years already? Yeah, I think this is the 30th. So I think A Nightmare on Elm Street came out in 1984. And I think this came out last year, so this would have been the 30th anniversary edition. Comes with the little the Tina face, and then it comes with the phone. I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy. And it comes with the little hand where he lops his fingers off, and it's the green ooze splashes out. And then that's a really very memorable scene when he pulls that face off and just his skull is laughing. Very creepy. And up next, we have the video game Freddy. I believe this was the Nintendo. You know that Jason game figure, that might have been Nintendo also. I'm not sure. I think I said Atari 2600, and I could be wrong. It may have been Nintendo. Can somebody please correct me down below? But I believe this one was Nintendo. And again, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me below. I'm wrong quite a bit, and I don't edit my videos, so you guys will have to just bear with me here. And that is my last Freddy figure. Actually, I take that back. I do have a... I don't really collect these pop vinyl figures. My daughters get them for me once in a while, like for Father's Day or for my birthday. They'll get me one or two. So these do have a meaning in my heart because my daughters gave these to me, and I do like them. But I don't go out of my way to collect these. And I would probably only get these horror figures anyway. So that is the Freddy Funko Pop, and it's number 2. I might as well show you the other ones I have since we're on this. On the Funko Pops here, I have Leatherface, who is probably my favorite horror icon of all time. And that's number 11. Love this little figure, love that little guy. Bubba Sawyer. And then I have, I wouldn't really know if I call this considered horror, but I'll show you since I have the other Funko Pops out here. This is Jack Skellington, and this is the Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead. It's number 69. And I have Jason Voorhees, number 1, which is very, very cool. Probably my second favorite horror icon of all time, after Bubba Sawyer. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have these Funko Pops. I've seen some of you guys, some of these videos where they have hundreds of these Funko Pops. But I never really got into them. And then here's something I found at Toys R Us. It's not quite a Funko Pop, but it is a vinyl figure of Chucky. And it's pretty heavy. I've taken him out of the box before, just to see why he was so heavy. And it's just kind of a solid plastic that they use. But this is a really nice, it's very well put together. Very solid. Chucky's a crazy little guy. I think that's a pretty cool sculpt. I had to pick this up. I think this was about $8. So that is Chucky. And up next, I'll just show you some miscellaneous things. I picked these up. These are the Misfits. They're like the Red Templar, I think they call it, from their album covers. I got this one, and I also got the black one here, because I think they look like the characters from that Blue Underground box set of The Walking Dead, or not The Walking Dead, I forget what it's called now, The Blind Dead, I believe it's called. And these reminded me of those characters from that Blind Dead series. I just thought these were pretty cool. I wanted to pick them up. I was never really a fan of the Misfits music, but I did think that they had some nice shirts and album covers and stuff like that. So that is the red and black. I think they're called the Templar skeletons or whatever. Let's see if it says on the back. Oh, they call them the Fiend, the Red Fiend and the Black Fiend. So, very cool. And then here's another Friday the 13th that I missed. This is Roy. This is from part 5. And this is a pretty cool figure. Looks pretty realistic. I mean, they have the suit to look like it's dusty and dirty. It's never been out of the box, but it looks really cool. Comes with the bloody knife, an extra hand. Comes with some shears, some bush shears or trimming shears, whatever you want to call it. Then it comes with a cleaver also. There you got the different poses you can put them in. So that is Roy from part 5. And up next I have a couple of Evil Dead 2 figures. And this is Henrietta, when she turns into a Deadite. And I thought that scene was very, very cool. The Evil Dead 2 is a classic, I think. I like it better than part 1. So that is Henrietta from Evil Dead 2. And then I have Hero Ash, which I was looking for Evil Ash. I couldn't find it. I would like to get that someday, just to have him side by side with Hero Ash. There's that wall mount of that deer that goes crazy, turns into a Deadite. And if you can hear squeaking in the background, that is my dog again. She was taking a nap, so I thought I'd film a little video, and she must have woke up. So that is Evil Dead 2 Hero Ash. Okay, next I will show you guys the only Iron Maiden Eddie that I have. And this is the Trooper. And I know they have put out different Eddies from their different album covers, and I have been looking for those. I know they're online, and they're not very expensive. I think you can get these for under 20 bucks. Anywhere from 15 to 20, I believe, is a safe price for something like this. And I probably will get more of these down the road. So I always thought that the Eddie character, that the mascot, was just awesome for Iron Maiden. Their music is pretty good too, but I mean, I thought the album covers and their shirts were just fantastic. So that is Eddie the Trooper. And up next, I'll show you my Universal monsters. I guess we'll go right into that. And this is the Metaluna Mutant from This Island Earth. It comes with like a little felt jumpsuit for the little guy. And I really like these Universal monsters are really nice. And this is what I was going to Toys R Us looking for. And if I wouldn't find these, then I would grab like an Eddie from Iron Maiden or something like that. But these are what I usually look for. Between these and the Walking Dead figures, which I'll show my Walking Dead collection in a different video. Because I think that deserves a video all its own, because Walking Dead is awesome. And I have quite a few characters. So here's the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Notre Dame, however you want to pronounce it. Comes with his little scepter, and then comes with his little crown. There he is with the crown on. And these figures are pretty heavy too. They're pretty solid. They're put together pretty well. And I want to say that I picked these up for probably about 20 bucks a piece, I think, something like that, brand new. So it's, you know, it doesn't break the bank. Here's the Mole People, which I thought this was a very cool. It says here on this little sticker, I don't know if you can read it, it says it's a Toys R Us exclusive. So I don't know if it's rare or anything like that, but I just grabbed it at Toys R Us when I see it. And yes, I do have children, but I do go to Toys R Us for myself sometimes. I'm not afraid to admit that. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid, so I keep buying toys, things that I couldn't afford when I was a kid. So now I can, and I'm buying them. Here we have the Phantom of the Opera. It's a pretty cool sculpt. I know there's a lot of you guys out there that collect, and I'm wondering, I'm curious, how many of you guys keep them sealed, and how many of you open them and display them without the package? I'd like to know if you guys can comment below. That is the Phantom of the Opera. And up next we have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. See if I can get a close-up of his face. Comes with his little top hat, comes with a cane, and then a chimney piece for the background. It's like a little background part of his lab that you can actually display him. And then again, it's just the same back as the other two. And up next I have the Mummy. The Boris Karloff, the Mummy. And this is probably one of my favorite ones. It's pretty cool, and again, it's very heavy. It's pretty solid. You can tell they put this together. It's not cheap. It's not cheaply made. This is one of my favorite pieces, I think. And I was lucky to get this because they sold out pretty fast in my area. The thing about, I have two Toys R Us in my area. There's one in Milwaukee, and there's one in Racine, where I live in Racine. And I'm about 20 minutes from the Milwaukee store. But the thing about both of the stores is they only carry like 2 or 3 of these at a time. So you have to get there at the right time, or you have to wait until they get them back in again. Here's probably my favorite of the bunch. And this is the Creature from the Black Lagoon. And this one is a little bit bigger than the other figures. And this was a little more expensive. I think I paid 30 bucks for this. It's very heavy. I think this is about an 8 or 9 inch figure. I think the other ones were 7, 6.5, 7 inches, I think. The one that I'm missing is Frankenstein, and I would love to pick that one up. I have the Mummy now, and I have a Creature, but I would love to get the Frankenstein, because that is just cool. And I'm a completist, but I really do like the Frankenstein figure. The son of Frankenstein, whatever you guys want to call it. Okay, I gotta reach here for a second, guys. Bear with me. I have 3 masks that I bought. And this is the, what does it say? It's the Nintendo. I guess it was the Nintendo version of the Jason I showed earlier. But this is the mask, the full-size mask. Prop replica. And it glows in the dark. I've never taken it out. But it's adult size. You could wear this as a Halloween mask if you chose to. And it's pretty heavy. It's pretty solid plastic. So that is the Jason Voorhees Friday the 13th mask from the video game series. And next we have, it's almost like a bronzed finish, like a, I don't know, it's like a weathered, aged look to it. And it doesn't say which one this is from. It just says Jason Mask Replica. Again, this is another full size, and you can, if you chose to, you could wear it. And then up last is Friday the 13th, the final chapter, with the wound on top of his head there. Pretty cool stuff. Maybe I'll display those someday. Right now I kind of keep this stuff in a tote. I don't have a lot of room to display this stuff. Okay, then the last 3 that I'm going to show you guys are my Predators. I used to have more, but I ended up selling some of the Predator ones. I do love the Predator creature. This is the Lost Predator from Predator 2. This is probably going to be a little hard to show you without a glare. They really put a lot of detail into these. My phone isn't gonna, my camera phone is not gonna pick out the detail that it deserves to be shown, but it's quite a heavy figure, and it has a ton of detail in it. And then this is the Bad Blood Predator. And it comes with 2 screaming faces, 2 decapitated heads, and then it has an extra hand and some extra weapons, and that's a very, very cool sculpt. I wish my phone would pick up better detail, but I mean, because this piece deserves to be shown in a better lighting. But that is the Bad Blood Predator. And then last for this little grouping is a 2-pack, and you have the Jungle Hunter on the left, and then you have the City Hunter on the right. And then you have a couple of little extra pieces that comes with it. There's a couple of skulls up at the top and some extra weapons and stuff. There's a little sticker here that says it's a Toys R Us exclusive. So there it is, guys. That is my horror figures, horror toys collection. Let me know which ones you guys like. Let me know which ones you guys have. Maybe even do a video response. I'd like to see your collection. And please, if you haven't subscribed, please do, and I will subscribe right back to you. And give it a like if you like what you saw. And I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.